Hello everybody, my name is Anthem. Welcome to a new Let's Play series in Hearts of Iron 4 Pax Britannica. We're going to be playing as Mexico today. I believe it is the only tag that has a focus tree that we haven't actually played so far in the mod. So, why not give it a try for today, of all days? Not that today's any special, but anyways. The history of the Empire of Mexico is one of long decline. Since the days of independence from the Spanish, Mexico is and seemingly will remain a vestigious empire. The placebo democratic institutions of the nations have slowed this area of embarrassment to a crawl. However, the very real threat of a Jacobin takeover threatens any hope of a fair and legitimate national election this year. While the junta may have pressed the emperor's hand to accept some form of democracy in the nation, it could quickly fall apart if the stability of the junta and the royal house are put into question by the Mexican people. Mexico's greatest threats would undeniably be Great Britain and the United Commonwealth. Both pose a geopolitical threat to the nation by their open support for the northern breakaway states. Should push come to shove, both Paris and Moscow may find a new friend on the continent half an ocean away. Only time will tell if this fading empire will have any more tricks up its sleeve. Okay. Absolutely disable the audio, please. Yes, do not break the mod. Do not break the mod. I appreciate not breaking things. So we have an army of 25 divisions. We'll split this into two halves. So there are a handful of breakaway states. You know, Rio Grande. Let me just remember. Rio Grande, Republic of Texas. I believe Appalachia, as well as the California Republic. I believe those are the, and I think Yucatan as well. But I might be wrong about Yucatan. But I know a handful of these northern states have rebelled against us, which is very, very, I would just say very rude for them to even do. Put you on the border with the Rio Grande. Let's deploy Felix over to here. And we'll actually split like half of you like this. That'll work out basically. I would hope it'll work out basically. We currently have 13 factories. We are 3, 2, and 8, which is pretty bad. 60%. I guess we'll go with a handful of civilian factories in Jalisco. Again, I don't speak Spanish. I never took Spanish classes. I'm guessing if you live in the United States, if you're American, you're probably more likely to have taken Spanish. I don't know a single word of it. But it's 33. So we'll go with our basics here, because things are a little different. And actually, we already have some text research, which is very nice. So we'll go for machine tools. Follow that up with construction 1. We do only have 2 slots, which is pretty bad. Equipment description is my favorite. We'll get one of those guys. And you know what? We'll even take a, I think this is like a destroyer. We'll take one of those as well. Why not? Got some rations, got some great war equipment. I mean, I do like rations being like just a, an item that you need. It makes sense that you would need food for your troops. Okay, get away with the speed 5. Or, yeah. Now, again, there's not that many countries that actually have focus trees. It's just France, Germany, Britain, Commonwealth, the rebellion that's going to rise up over here at some point, and ourselves. Like, there's not that many major countries that have, like, all of these grand things that they're able to do. We'll get our units ready for an invasion. You'll push your way into the Rio Grande. We will... What is the hockey for this? There's not a hockey for the offensive line. There's one for spearhead, but not offensive line. I find that very surprising. Either way, we'll get our units ready to go. Not that there's really anybody to deploy on these armies quite yet, but at some point in the future, there definitely will be something. We're currently doing the Sick Man of America. We'll complete the focus the April Crisis. It is a 7... Are these all 70 days? Okay, no, thank God. Bunch of them are 50. Prince George is dead. Not my problem here. Now, again, I don't know what political paths we're able to take as Mexico. We'll probably try to stay the Empire, but again, I don't really have any 49% support for the Jacobins. That's quite a number. We'll probably try to stay as the Emperor, but again, no real promises for what exact path we're going to take. We're just going to kind of roll the dice, see what happens. Let's deploy you to the California Republic. It's probably going to be our biggest threat here, I would have to imagine. And you know what? I'm happy to start off with a special division, right? Again, we can see Yucatan's on there. It does go all the way to the border with the Canadians up here, the Northwest Territories. I don't know if that's going to remain going into the future, but we'll see. We'll see. And again, I don't remember if you have defense bonus against us, so I'm assuming the answer is yes. Who else has a defense bonus? You, these two. Acadia is a part of the British Empire. So I think this really is just a handful of states. It's not that many. And if we can align ourselves with the French, if we can align ourselves with the Russians, I wouldn't say no to it. Because again, France is going to be anti-British here. And if I'm remembering from previous playthroughs, the French Empire is pretty strong. And by that I mean the United Kingdom of Germany is actually surprisingly weak. So we'll have to kind of wait and see where all these cards end up falling here. Okay, Sick Man of America. The Wuchang Revolution. I don't care what happens in the Qing Empire. It doesn't matter at all. Okay, we banned the liberals, conservatives, state socialists, and the Jacobins. Excellent. Okay, address bandits, crush democratic sympathizers. Let's deal with the bandits first. I feel like that's a reasonable point for us to begin. Okay, Mexico City is loyal. We have a handful of loyal, a bunch of subversives. I think we probably want to get. Oh, yeah, actually, here's the thing: do we want to get the subversives up to disloyal, or get disloyal up to loyal? And just write these 4 bottom provinces off as a nothing good's going to happen there. These are 30 political power, so let's go with who's the best here. I guess he's already in order. So Oaxaca, spend some points here, and it looks like we can do multiple. The April crisis. As the election results have poured into the junta, suspicion of a Jacobin electoral victory has been validated. As the last of the ballots were counted, the military already began making moves to secure the government departments in vital importance. Jacobin political leaders were arrested en masse, and only a handful of Democratic governors and members of the government were allowed to stay in a position of power. The April crisis may have many feared. Coming is now well underway. Now, it is March, so it's a little surprising that it's the April crisis, but that's okay. When Jacobin's electoral victory declared, with the Jacobin electoral victory declared, the Empire of Mexico seemingly on its last legs. Both Augustin IV and the junta have rallied their military to the anti-democratic cause and long-awaited fight for the heart of the nation. So how long is this? Road to Revolution is 53 days. So let's see if we can get like more people on side. We're only getting 0.2 political power, which is really bad. Are you going to give us any political power? No, you're not. Modify April crisis by a little bit. Russia's now at war. I wouldn't mind assassinating the Jacobins. Restore order. Revolution Republic or Arabia. I mean, wars in the Middle East are not really our concern at the moment. And I didn't know wars could actually break out this early on. But I might also just, again, I might be misremembering. We don't play Pax Britannica that often. So it's not a huge surprise that a bunch of like the smaller conflicts I'm just not aware of. Also, the Jacobins won the election, huh? Okay. Well, the state socialists, not the Jacobins. Which is probably going to weaken the British Empire, I would have to imagine. I think the United Commonwealth and the British are going to be more hostile against one another, which is what I like to see. America's also been divided. Fantastic news. Because again, we don't want a strong America. We want a weak America, if at all possible. Okay, bandits will be done in 4 days. How long until this revolution? 12? I mean, it's approaching a lot faster than I was originally anticipating. Ireland is now at war with itself. Everyone calm the hell down. It's a 50-50 for everyone to either gain or lose 5%. I think we want to crush Democratic sympathizers. We can maybe try to get some useful idiots in here as well. Addressing the increased bandit activity. Police arrests are ramping up throughout the country these last few months. Both having to do with the illegal sale and production of beer and alcoholic drinks. Mostly seemed harmless to a certain point, which is when the police arrested a well-known and wanted bandit leader. He was captured alongside some workers in what was assumed to be an abandoned mine producing illegal beer. After his capture, the police began to wonder whether any of the big bandit gangs in Mexico might have been involved in this whole alcohol crisis. Their suspicions were confirmed when the arrests started piling up again, which, again, included various members of various bandit gangs. With this revelation, the government has become rather worried about the safety of citizens and the stability of the nation. They're unsure about what their next plan of action should be. What actually are national spirits? Visual Empire, negative 50% stability, negative 20% support. Cannot train or disband any units. Very cool. Terrible research speed and recovery speed. And we also have the April Crisis. So basically, we have no stability. Political power shot. Army is not in a good place either. The Pact of Thorns. Did that already happen? They've already got their little alliance. I mean, it's not surprising. And most of them do not like Germany. I'm pretty sure, again, France and Russia were the losers on the, in this world's version of World War I. War on the bandits. It is official. The government is fed up. In a message in the press, the government stated that the bandits have crossed the final line. They have now officially declared war on the bandits, meaning that they will do everything in their power to fight these drunk scum, backwards terrorists, and corrupt monsters. Included with the declaration of war was a renowned budget for the police, army, and border garrisons. From now on, every person crossing the border will be checked. No more loose ends. The police will also more easily be able to intrude on people's privacy and private property. This was slightly worrying to the population, who hasn't been calmed yet. The government is hoping that with this combination of all these measures that will eventually... government is hoping that with the combination of all of these measures, that eventually, sometime soon, Mexico will be beridden of this horror. Okay, well, I appreciate the 20 political power, because I do need that to get more of our loyalty up. I mean, you're now disloyal, but I think we have lost one state in loyalty. Okay, now you're all dismissive. Oh, wait, no, this is just a recurring event. Okay, that's actually not as bad. I thought this was, like, when this expired, that was game. Does not appear like that's the case, so I'm happy to see it. I mean, I would... There's not this Despotist Party to the ruling coalition. This will add the Despot Party to the far-right coalition. We'll add the Neo-Imperialist Party to the far-right coalition. Are we the far-right coalition right now? I mean, these guys are all banned. Only the reactionaries, the despotist, and the neo-imperialists are actually allowed to be in power at the moment. Drugs, booze, and psychedelic moves. La Banda di Naputo has it all. La Banda di Neptuno, or the band from Neptune, is an up-and-coming Mexican band who mostly plays in clubs and festivals. They had all the rage with the kids, who think the band's music make them feel free and make them think about themselves and life more thoroughly. This newfound freedom has inspired many teens to start writing their own lyrics or create their own music. They are also liked very much for their deep meaning lyrics, though most of the older folk will blame this on the drugs. The paraphernalia and the avant-garde feels of the band have attracted many people to go to their concerts and buy their records. They've announced a tour of all of Mexico and are happy with all the attention. The band has also stated that with the newfound funds, they want to innovate even more on their future records. Some say this is the beginning of a new era for music, and others are more skeptical. Whatever you might think about them, they are staying. Okay, well, I mean, again, I appreciate the political power. I can use that too. Oaxaca. 5% more loyalty. I mean, I want them still to be loyal. I'm not liking the numbers we're currently at. Oaxaca is... I don't actually know. It's down here. Okay. I mean, if we can kind of secure one central base to be our, like, home location, that would be nice. It means that we won't be able to get encircled as easily. Well, not necessarily. Maybe it'd still be actually pretty easy, but we'll have to wait and see. So you require us to do all of the following. So I don't know why you even have them being in separate lists here, but we need to get all this stuff done. Replace the April Crisis with a legacy of the April Crisis. There's going to be more stability, more support for our ideologies. Very, very happy to see it. And I think after this, we'll probably go into everyone calm the hell down. Take our 50-50 splits in basically every single state. And we also got a little bit of stability. Never going to say no to a little bit more stability for moi. And we're going to try to crush the Jacobins. Much uproar in the port city of Puerto Vallarta today, because last night, influential Jacobin politician Daniel Pardo was assassinated in a bar after getting drunk, getting into a heated argument with some conservative gentleman about the California Republic. Daniel Pardo believed Mexico and California should unify under the control of Zapatista peacefully, which also drunk conservative highly disagreed with, and argued that instead that the two nations should go to war once more and unify under the stronger rule of Mexico. After a small brawl, the gentleman shot the Jacobin and fled the scene. The killer was not caught, but the police have talked to some of his friends who were with them when the murder occurred. Daniel Porto will be buried with his family grave in his hometown of Comilla. Okay, so Zapata is up here in Mexico. Again, we're not going to be able to do anything with him, really. I don't know why some of these things they switch like disloyal, or I don't know how these are actually like listed. And also, I don't know if this actually even does anything. Let's go. Okay? Let's go Chipas. The Villa de Cristal raid. It was a cold night, about 3 degrees Celsius. Wasn't much going on around here. The lights were out at Villa de Cristal. They had no idea what was coming. Are you ready to move out, Squad 1? Over. Be ready to move in, Commander. Over. Good, Squad 1. Move in on my command. Over. All right. Move in, Squad 1. Doors busted open with a loud bang as the troops of Squad 1 marched in and secured the villa. The gangsters, overwhelmed by the troops, either took cover, were shot, or started shooting back. It was a real shooting fest. Then everything calmed down. Was everyone dead? No, quite the contrary. It seemed that Squad 1 had come out victorious, only losing one troop. They quickly arrested any remaining gangsters and started to secure the rest of the villa. The rooms were either empty or ravaged with bullets. That was until they made it to the garage. Cocaine. Cocaine everywhere. Must have been at least 500 kilos of pure cocaine. All neatly packed and ready for shipping. Victory for the government. Again, I appreciate all that good political power. Let's go then to Jalisco. Put some points into them. I just want to make sure when this is done in 30 days, if this actually goes up by 5%. Because I feel like it hasn't gone up for Oaxaca unless I've been just reading the numbers wrong. Which, I mean, is possible. I'm not going to deny that. Okay, Road to Revolution. I mean, I guess these are also affecting these. All states go down by 2%. I would say that's a little rude. But not much I can really do about that, at least at the moment. Okay, so they definitely went down by 2. And I think, yeah, we don't worry about these bottom 4. They are never going to be happy. So they live their own life. We'll eventually go and we'll eventually kill them. It's okay. Imagine if all of these actually hit the negative 5%. That'd be really, really, really funny. I don't know what the chances of that are. Well, it's what? 0.5, then 0.25, 0.125, 0.0625. It's unlikely that we would hit all of the negative 5%. So let me just put it that way. But it's not impossible. I mean, we also get 5,000 manpower. It doesn't really do anything for us because we can't train troops. We can't disband troops. So it just kind of goes into our bank, at least for a little bit. I mean, we do get 173 men per month. I mean, that's nice. But either way, it's not going to be that great for us. The Veracruz arrest. A cargo ship arrived in Veracruz Harbor this morning. It had cargo from several locations, including Germany, British West Africa, and Grand Colombia. After the government declared war on the bandits, they invested heavily into training military personnel to keep an eye on imports in the biggest harbors. So when bandit members tried to bribe a dock worker to smuggle drugs in Mexico, he did not oblige and instead called up the on-duty military personnel to come deal with it. Although something like this has happened before, this time there was reason the person tried to bribe the dock worker wasn't alone. He was some influential members of the Morita bandit gang. They were all subsequently arrested and put on trial. Whether the influential members were set up by the Morita bandit leader is unknown, but it might have been that way for him to get rid of powerful figures and non-trustworthy members. Though this is still up to investigation, about 500 million pesos worth of drugs have been seized and destroyed. After it hit the news, many people congratulated the government on a good job. I'm so good at the drug war. They should put me in charge of this. Like, I'm clearly... Okay, the 5% doesn't work. The increase, it definitely doesn't do anything. Oh, wait. Am I looking at the wrong number? Maybe it does work? I don't know. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Let's get some useful idiots next up. We'll get some more people into our coalition. I'm assuming that's going to be useful for us to try to subvert, restore order. Comes a general, unleash the gold shirts. I mean, sending paramilitary thugs to go beat people in the streets could theoretically be okay. I mean, it won't look good on us, but if we can scare the population, could be good. Could be good. Yeah, let's try this one again. Again, it's going to go by 3% due to the Road to Revolution. I think I was looking at the wrong number, and that's why I am a little thrown off here. You think I would be? You think I would like pay more attention to what's on the screen, but apparently not. What is considered disloyal? I'm assuming under 30%. That would make sense. Okay, the bandit leader's been captured. After the arrest of Oscar Marto, Victor Marto, and their loyal Antonio Zaragoza in Veracruz not long ago, the police launched an official investigation into why they were present at the deal. The question has already been finished up, and the convicts are willing to give up some information about the head of the Manito bandit gang. They're also willing to give the location of the headquarters of the bandits for a short prison sentence. The government accepted the deal and has started an operation. The operation took place last night. It's a big success. The head of the bandit gang, Suri Marto, and other influential members have been arrested and put into jail. The bandit gang was mostly situated around the state of Sonora and had bribed many policemen to keep it secret. This arrest has come to one of the biggest hits to the Mexican and Colombian bandits. Again, thank you for the 20 political power. Thank you for the 10% stability. I do actually appreciate it a great deal. And, you know, let's go for 1918 support weapons. We'll get that going right now. And I will say that, at least for the time being, this is going to be a good time for us to end this first episode. So I hope you enjoyed. Hope you'll tune in next time. Hope you hit the thumbs up button. And do all the stuff. All the things that people ask you to do at the end of the videos. Go do those. Or don't. I can't force you to. Anyway, have a good day. Goodbye.